what is important to understand is that what we were involved with and what I was involved with is trying to deal with a situation that had never been encountered before. Okay, so this is brand new ground. You have just ventured into a new intellectual frontier. All right, and why was I there? I don't know. Just circumstances. I was in the right place at the right time, or happened to be there, and there was nothing. There was no previous knowledge. Right, so we had to go into this arena in this unknown land, and we had to solve very, very difficult problems, very complex problems, and we had to develop the ability to think critically when there was almost no previous knowledge available to us, and it relied primarily on our ability to engage in intuitive thought, intuition. It required us to be very creative, and last but not least, it required us to have faith. And the faith extended into what sometimes is called a higher power, sometimes it's called faith in God. Certainly, we had to have faith. We had to ask for help. All right, and there wasn't any help that humans could give us because humans had never been there before. But we were able to tap into that, and I explain that in a way in my book how we tapped into that that ability to be creative and innovative and to be able to think critically in a very, very short periods of time that were needed. And that was the secret of the success formula that we had to develop in order to achieve what we were able to achieve.
And this comes to mind as we think about reliance on God, and from a Christian standpoint, a Christian worldview perspective. It's important that we take the principles that we've been given in Scripture and train our minds and develop our minds so that we will be able to know and apply these principles that we see in situations that may be, well, as you were talking about, situations that were not really known to you. They had never been done before. And I think that really is a great lesson to those of us who are Christians, to really be well-versed in the Scriptures, to be knowledgeable of the Scriptures, so that when we face these challenging situations, we can take the knowledge that we have and think biblically, think critically in order to be able to find solutions. Is that feasible?
Yes, and I would endorse that and say that don't be afraid to ask for help. When you're out there in the unknown, and a lot of times you are, if you're a brand new entrepreneur or trying out something, maybe not quite as challenging and as dangerous as what I was involved with. But don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask for help. Ask God to help you. It's amazing what you can do if you spend a little bit of time in that arena and say, okay, well, I realize I'm not here alone. All right, and I'm going to ask God to help me because let me conclude with this. This is probably not very well known, and I don't even know why it's not. But every morning, when just before flight ops began on the aircraft carrier, a member of the chaplain corps would lead us all in prayer. And the reason for that is because we're going to do something pretty dangerous and pretty difficult, and we start our day with prayer. All right, and that's what we should always do, and I try to do that when in my life, even today. I started with prayer because we're asking God to help us today, right? And we have faith that He will. Okay. Yep. He is going to be. He's there for us.